Hi everyone, how's everyone doing here today? Thank you for watching. And the news is out is that Hunter Biden is looking to is going to be held accountable. He's going to strike some kind of plea deal on the tax charges and the gun charges. I don't know the exact details. I haven't really been reading up on it, but it's something I recently heard, and I can't say I'm all that surprised. Now, we're also seeing, also not surprising, is a lot of selective outrage from people on the right, Republicans, who think he's getting off lightly or this and that it's not really accountability, that sort of thing. And sure, they were hoping that he would be locked up for life. That didn't happen. Looks like he's going to get off without doing any jail time. I don't know that for sure, but that's what it appears to be. And sadly, that's the justice system that we have going on. Okay, we do have a two-tier justice system that, for those who are considerably wealthy, especially white and politically connected, they can, to some degree, break the law with impunity and find ways to outskirt the consequences. It's not the first time we've seen it. That doesn't necessarily mean I like it. And as I've said in previous videos regarding Hunter Biden in particular, I was saying, if anybody can prove he's broken the law, and charge him, and if found guilty, he faces whatever consequences they may be. Okay? But what I find not so surprising, as I said, with people on the right, is that they didn't seem too shocked when, say, Ivanka Trump was potentially found guilty of fraud, violating the Emoluments Clause, to say nothing about her husband, Jared Kushner, who got a few billion from the Saudi. You think that wasn't made possible because of his connections at the time, who his father-in-law was? Same thing with Trump's other wretched sons, Eric and Don. Some of the Monument Clause that they violated. Eric Trump, he had a charity where he was skimming money off of it. A charity for children, by the way, and investing it back into the Trump business, which, to me, that would be an act of fraud. I didn't see any accountability in those instances. And I'm not saying that as a whataboutism. Okay, I'm just simply pointing out the hypocrisy that the way the Republicans are playing this whole thing out. Because as much as we have a two-tier justice system, that's what they want. They want the two-tier justice system, just not the way it is. See, they want a system where if political opponents, namely Democrats, when they break the law, then they throw the book at them. It's like all the charges. But if somebody should do that to somebody on the right, whether it be a Republican president, vice president, or whomever, then they get a pass. They would just scream witch hunt and nothing would happen. Look at it this way with Trump's indictment as an example. Is he going to do any time? I'm not sure. I don't know how this particular trial is going to play itself out. I'm just kind of watching and seeing how it unfolds. But if he got acquitted, if he got off scot-free or just had to pay a fine but did no jail time, would I be surprised? No, not at all. Would I like it? No, I wouldn't like that either. I'm not too thrilled with Hunter Biden. Look at it this way. Let's say Hunter was not the president's son. Let's say he was just a regular person. He wouldn't have been able to probably cop a plea that he's doing. Oh, here's an even better one. Let's say he was a poor black man living in the projects. He would have been in jail years ago. But, because of his political connections and everything. And I get it, parents are going to look out for their son, but it's still unfair. And this is something we've been seeing for years, way before the Trump administration. This is nothing new. We have a two-tier justice system. And until we reach a point where we have leadership, regardless of who the president is, where he gets both the Democrats and the Republicans to work together and say, okay, from here on, there's going to be accountability across the board. Okay, we are going to strictly enforce laws for anyone who breaks it and set a better example. But until that time comes, sadly, we're going to see more and more examples of this. Just, people who are politically connected, breaking the law and getting away with it. Just spamming the phony outrage. Okay, if you're going to be outraged about it, fine, be consistent. Don't just cherry pick the cases that you want just so you could score a few political points and then play it off like, oh, justice isn't fair. It hasn't been fair for a considerable time, but what can you do? It is what it is. So, anyway, Thank you for watching. I really hope you understand.